Hey, it's Michael Saul, also known as Tiny. This is the market video for the week of December 15th, 2014. Quick announcement. We started the market timing workshop this past weekend. That's why I'm getting out this video so late. And we do have the January effects class coming up on Tuesday, where we're going to show you the method where we look for stocks, and we're also going to be giving out a list of stocks over the next several weeks as the setups happen. And then next week we're finishing up the market timing workshop. So there is still a chance for you to get in at the original price before this goes up on the website permanently. When it goes up on the website permanently, it's going to be $497, and there is not going to be a January effects list included. You'll learn how to pick the January effects stocks, but then it's not going to be a list included. Right now, you can get it for a one-time investment of $297. I'm going to put the link in the YouTube description where you can go and watch a webinar we did last Wednesday, and you'll hear all about the offer and everything. We're giving 6 months of follow-up emails and unlimited support and even 30 minutes of one-on-one coaching with me. But even though we've already started the workshop, the recordings are already up on the site. So if you join, you get immediate access to what we did on Saturday and Sunday. All right, let's take a look at the market here. We are pulling back after hitting all-time highs once again. Now, I was watching for a pullback such as this. I talked about it in last week's video, and I've been talking about it in the daily email that a pullback like this would be a good thing because it would give those that missed the move a chance to get on, and those that are in the move and don't get shaken out to add on. I still think we're going to go higher into the end of the year. All right, we're pulling back here. We have a nice confluence of signals. We went over them in the market timing workshop on Saturday and Sunday, but we're also headed to that 50-day moving average. So I believe a bounce is due sooner rather than later. So I am going to be watching further downside if we get it. I mean, the Fed passed, the Senate passed the budget or whatever it was, and there's not going to be a government shutdown. I mean, gosh forbid there was, right? But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. What is it? The spending bill, whatever it is. And if you notice, I really don't care, okay? It's just all, in my opinion, just quack, 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 quack. It really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters to me is how it's going to affect the market. And right now we're in a pullback and an uptrend. We're coming into a nice seasonal time. It's a nice technical setup. I'm going to be watching for a buying opportunity sooner rather than later. If we look at the futures, because I am doing this at 11 o'clock at night, and if I put the right symbol in for the futures, you could see it already hit its 50-day moving average, and it's up, but it's very early. We're still 10 hours away or whatever it is, 10 and a half hours away until we open, so a lot of things can happen. Let's go through the other indexes. The NASDAQ, okay, also pulling back, showing some good relative strength, but also pulling back here. This is, in my opinion, a nice setup as well. NASDAQ has been showing some good relative strength. I think the NASDAQ will test at least the all-time highs, if not break them. I don't think it happens this year. I've been saying that, but I think it could happen the beginning of next year. IWM still lagging, but we're coming into the time of year where the small caps tend to outperform the large caps. That's part of the January effect, which we're going to be talking about Tuesday night. Mid caps pulling back. Watch the 50-day moving average on the Dow. Looks like the S&P, watching that 50-day moving average for potential support. All right, so let's take a look at some sectors here. Semiconductors been acting nice. Nice, beautiful pullback here. So let's see if we come into support here at the 660 area. If we get further weakness. Okay, banks. Yeah, banks. They were looking great, and then they kind of gave it right back up. We also have the 50-day moving average to watch. Didn't do some semiconductor stocks, I'm sorry. Clad Tanker, really nice one, in my opinion. I want to see if it holds at 20 EMA, even if it maybe it doesn't even get there. Maybe it holds here if we start to bounce. But in my opinion, setting up in a nice bull flag. Intel, similar. Okay, NVIDIA, Can hit a little bit. Watch the 50-day moving average here. Broadcom. Watch the 50-day moving average. I think Intel and Klatenka look like the best choices. Bank of America, watch the 50-day moving average. Citigroup, same deal. See if those 50 days are going to hold. JP Morgan, also the same kind of deal. Let's look at XBD. Okay, also pulling back here. Goldman, watch the 50-day moving average here. See if that holds as support. And even if it doesn't hold to the exact number like it did here, this is Morgan Stanley, right? I mean, this was a beautiful test of the 50-day in a turn. Even if that doesn't happen, okay, even if it sinks through it a little bit, you still want to pay attention to that area. And you got Legg Mason rip through the 50-day. Watch the 200-day to see if that's going to hold. All right, let's look at some of the glamour stocks. Google. Yeah, boy, Google does look weak here. I mean, if the market does not get a bounce, I'm still watching Google to see if it can retest these lows, maybe even take them out. Netflix gave it all back, okay, to where it gapped down that day after the earnings announcement. See if it holds here, but if it breaks, this could go to new lows on the year. So we want to pay attention to that. How about Amazon? Amazon doesn't look so hot either. So that's 3 stocks in a market that had been ripping up to basically last week that really aren't looking too sharp here. They're also kind of on the expensive side, but definitely losing some of their glamour here. All right, how about Apple? Yeah, watch that 50-day. See if that 50-day can hold on Apple. It's acting really well. I think this could set up in a nice possible end-of-year type of move. All right, how about Priceline? Also doesn't look so great. How about a CMG, as long as we're going with the heavy-duty pricing stuff, right? Here's CMG in a consolidation. No, it's not a bull flag. Twitter, not looking good. Looks like that may want to retest the lows. LinkedIn not looking bad here. LinkedIn is not looking bad. Nice consolidation here. And you got Facebook. Facebook looks like it may want to go back up to the highs here. How about a Baba and a Yahoo? Yeah, Baba's not bad. It's pulling back after the really nice thrust up. And Yahoo also looking nice. Yahoo looks like it's in a nice bull flag here. So if I'm looking stocks to perhaps stay away or maybe as a laggard, I'd be looking at stuff like Amazon and Netflix and Google. And if I was looking at leaders, I'd be watching Yahoo, I'd be watching Apple, and I'd be watching Alibaba. Okay. Although Alibaba it's a pretty nice pull drawdown here. So, but it is setting up in a pretty decent path. All right, let's look at some other stocks. Let's look at stuff like Las Vegas Sands. We talked about this one going lower, and it's a consolidation here. Looks like maybe headed for lower prices. Still on the short term. Wynn Resorts also with a nice push down. Look for continuation there. How about a Potash? It's just too sloppy. How about a Caterpillar? Yeah, Caterpillar, I mean, it was looking nice up here for a little bit, and then just dropped out here. Came down to the October lows. If they break, we're looking for the 2014 lows next. John Deere, not as bad, but not looking bullish. Watch that 50-day moving average. Okay, see if that holds as support. Bonds. Looks like bonds will retest that spike high. We talked about this several weeks ago, even though it had the blow off. We said it's going to take some time, but it'll probably get back up to that spike high. Of course, we got to see what it does then. Notes are lagging. Notes are not looking as good. Gold. Yeah, I mean, gold, it's been working its way higher, but overall, I still see this as being corrective here. I still think gold is going lower here. But, I mean, on the short term, maybe it can catch a little bid, and maybe it can go higher here. But, I mean, this looks corrective to me. Looks like we're going to go lower eventually when this breaks. All right, silver, yeah, shaping up a little bit, but Not looking as good as gold. Now, keep in mind, I'm not looking to just short gold here. I'm looking for it to break down out of this channel, to break out of this corrective type of move. If it doesn't and it continues going up, okay, then I'm going to be watching the 200-day moving average. How about oil? Yeah, oil is oversold, okay, too far, too fast. All right, and we're looking for a reaction here, but I think oil's going low. I was telling my friend this week, and I wasn't going to say it on the video, but I'm going to anyway. I think that oil can go back to the 20s. Some people think I'm nuts, but I think it can get there. I mean, the technical picture, to me, suggests that it has a chance of going down to the 20s. But, I mean, look, one step at a time, all right? Right now, it's oversold, and right now, it's probably going to bounce sooner than later. I think it's a little bit crazy to try to pick when it's going to bounce, but when it does bounce, I want to see how that bounce looks, because if it just does something like this where it just goes sideways, then it's going to offer a nice shorting op. I don't even if it bounces back into these moving averages. Okay, so keep your eyes on that. How about grains? Okay, wheat setting up right at the 200-day moving average. I love patterns like this. Love patterns like this. Why? Because you know where you're wrong right away. Okay, it's very easy to manage the trade on something like wheat, because if it breaks out to the upside, okay, you can use the 200-day below the 200-day as a stop out. And if it just rotates back down here, then you watch to see if the lows hold, and you either buy it off of a range low, or if it breaks down, then you're looking for a quick move to the 50-day moving average. So I love when setups happen, at a key, what I call a key reference area. Okay, soybeans also, and they're above the moving averages. They got a nice little lift if they're going to get to the 200-day. And finally, corn leading the way up here. So see if corn can get up to the 200-day. I mean, short term, these do look bullish, but overall, I mean, this is a downtrend. Okay, got to keep that in mind. Nothing's saying I can't go long inside of a downtrend, but if you're gonna, you just have to recognize that, look, this is pretty nasty here, pretty nasty downtrend here. So what do? You make sure you have really excellent and tight money management. All right, so to wrap it up, I think we'd do a bounce sooner rather than later. I think bonds get to that spike high. I want to see what we do off of that passing by the Senate. They say Obama is going to sign off on it. So the spending bill, whatever it's called, I want to see how that affects the market. I think that may be an excuse for a rally, but I think due to seasonality and the fact that we've been strong most of the year, with the exception of maybe this, I believe that we're going to go higher into the end of the year. But I'm waiting for a setup. And I think that setup's going to come sooner rather than later. Option expiration week, FOMC this week. I think there's a lot of crosswinds that are coming together here. All right. Again, I will leave the link below in the description if you would like to watch the free webinar from last Wednesday and consider signing up for the market timing class, because you also get the January effects class and the list, as well as all the bonuses. Once it goes up for sale on the site, it's going to be $200 more, and it's not going to come with all the bonuses, all right? That's it. Any questions, you could contact me at tiny@stockmarkettrendsx.com or tiny@paulandsaul.com. Have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.